my Twitch 1v1 series just got a huge upgrade. So please let me know next what champion you want to see in the comment section below. And if you like this one, please hit the like button, subscribe, and most importantly, show some love towards the person that I've got with me today. Because the person I've got with me today is a 1352 LP peak, currently one of the highest rated JHIN players in the entire world, Axelent lol. But I'm not gonna speak for him, I'm gonna let him speak for himself. So, without further ado, well actually, hope you guys are having a good morning, let's go officially like that. Without further ado, let me just give you a quick introduction, or let him give himself a quick introduction, and then we'll begin.
I'm Axelent, a 1352 LP peak AD that plays semi-pro, and I'm looking to go full-time somewhere around next year.
And you're also a go-to JHIN player, you forgot to say?
Yeah, I guess you could say so, yeah. I'm a bit of a chimp.
It's fine. Okay.
I guess we do no pots as well, right? I guess just straight up
Yeah.
pro autos.
Yeah. Alright. Just quickly, let me be real with you all. We have a golden opportunity right here. We have an incredibly talented player, extremely high rated, and extremely good on this champion. Clearly, as proven. So, throughout this video, I'll be asking questions, he will be answering them, and that's going to be in the video. This series is taking a turn for the better, I think. If you're just there for the fights, then I will timestamp them for you. Feel free to watch them. If you're one of the ones that are interested in hearing this guy's opinion and thoughts, then please watch the entire video and show some love towards Axelent lol. Really. Because I have a lot of respect for him and how he treated me and how welcoming he was. So again, just a big shout out to him. And yeah, enjoy. And I think the first question I just want to ask too is, how do you feel about playing against Twitch? Like if you, I mean,
JHIN specifically?
Yeah, if you're playing JHIN and you meet Twitch, in high elo, I don't really think it's a big problem, but just like your general thought process.
I mean, in general, Twitch champ is like a champ that is very strong on specific like power spikes, right? So Twitch champion needs to hit, for example, Borg, and like to have ult up to be able to ever like stat check anyone, right? Or to be able to play the game. If the champ is like without ult or without Borg, like he cannot really function, right? So you need to abuse the fact that he is very weak early, but he's also not insanely weak, so you cannot really underestimate him. Because if he does get to free hit you, he will do more damage than most champs because of the E. Like he does a lot of damage. So you kind of need to take like short trades with him. In this case, with like JHIN, for example, I would do like trades with Forge Shot and like some Qs around with like minions, right? From bushes and stuff. So you can't really like counter it because your champ is not strong to be able to get like bush controls. So then you slowly try to chunk him out and you try to force him out. You try to dive in. It's kind of like the main idea.
All right. So far, very simple. Just care for the all-in if you're playing Twitch and just try and poke him out. And also he follows this up now, which I will let him continue to speak with some further advice. So far, very simple. Short trades is an advantage for JHIN. But what is good to do versus JHIN as Twitch? Like what is... Yeah, what's your, like, if you were to play Twitch versus JHIN, like, what's something you hate if a Twitch player does?
If they try to trade early on, like straight up, you know, like you need to be very passive as Twitch, right? And you have to realize that you have to be passive early on. You genuinely, most of the time, you cannot fight until you base on like pickaxe, I would say, right?
As JHIN or as Twitch?
As Twitch. So I would say you kind of want to permanently sit behind and try to grab every single CS and try to be as healthy as possible.
As Twitch.
And yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if you trade a lot, it's just generally bad for you, right? Because it is generally a lot worse to be low HP on Twitch than on JHIN, right?
Yeah.
Because as JHIN, I do have like more range to play with you, right? In general. So it is worse for you to be lower HP than me. So that's something I don't like when I see like Twitch players in higher elo. They just fight a lot and they just see what happens, you know, but they just lose.
Yeah.
Or I guess you could also all in level 1, like with depending on like support matchups. As like Twitch, it's good for you to all in level 1 with like Q start. Because you get like so much attack speed with Q, right? I think it was 60%, right? and you can just stat check like the Jhin most of the time if you're like equal summoners, right?
Yeah, I think the
course, if
E
you
is
have, like-
stronger, but the problem with the E is that it's hard to like connect, and but E
Yeah.
overall is like slightly stronger, but it's easier to like get in range with the Q, so it's a bit
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
easier to stick
'Cause
with
if
Q.
If you have E, I'm just gonna look at you and I'm gonna be like, okay, you know, I just auto you once, you auto me once, and I'm happier with it than you, right?
Yeah.
And then if you're Q, you're just gonna pop up in my face, and then I have to fight you back or just run, so you
Yeah.
will win like either way.
So again, summarizing this here, the last bit he said before we do the first level 1 fight that we all came here to see. Alright. If he does one auto attack on me and I do one auto attack on him, he's happy with that. Because the less HP Twitch gets, the better it is for him. Even if he might be the same HP as Twitch, he's able to abuse Twitch a lot more with lower HP than Twitch is allowed to abuse or able to abuse JHIN with low HP. Seeing as they're both low HP, of course, Twitch with full HP and JHIN with no HP wouldn't be a problem. But in a scenario where they traded 1 damage for 1 damage, JHIN would ultimately be more happy with that than Twitch will be. Alright, so I guess we can just go. And I can count to 3 here.
We can also do like game timer if you want, for example, like 40, 52.
Game timers. Why haven't I thought of that before? I guess it really does take a challenger player to improve certain things. But yeah, I mean, obvious now. Game timer. Much better than counting to 3, Flakka. But yeah, guess we got something new to apply to the rest of our series as well. But let's go, man. I like that one. That's actually a good idea. This is why I heal when I'm not. But again, you can just see the all-in power of Twitch here. JHIN reload allows Twitch to win. And this really emphasizes the importance of all-inning early game on Twitch. And the power of it. I actually thought it would be less. I thought the reload time would be...
Yeah, the 2 seconds might matter a bit more as level keeps going, but in theory, if I do have barrier, I should win most of the time. Because if I get double fortune, I should win, right? And now we do again.
Yeah, level 2, level 2. Level 2 indeed. We are jumping straight to level 2. No talking, just straight shooting. Let's fucking go. Team Twitch. I'm like doing my arms in there like cheerleader right now. Anyone else? Team Twitch? Hello? Awkward. Alright, let's go. And if you pay really close attention here, you'll actually see the JHIN doing something I haven't really thought about before. And we'll address that after this fight, which Twitch takes home. Let's go. This is still awkward in my room by myself, but yeah, whoa, let's go. Crazy. Wow. Yeah, this one was actually a lot closer again.
Yep. That's really close. It's also like my QWs, for example. Like if you combine my Q and my W, if I throw them at the same time, it's like it casts the animation for both, you know. So when I throw, I throw the 2 of them at the same time, whereas like 1.
So what is he talking about here? I will show you, and then we'll let him explain again and show as well. Just like Twitch, basically covering his W cast time with an auto attack. So you'll auto attack for W instantly, reducing the cast time, which is allowing you to auto attack instantly again. Whereas if you auto attack W, it will just become very slow. He's doing a Q and a W in quick succession right after an auto attack, allowing his next auto attack just instantly come again. And we'll see that here in 2 seconds. So you'll see he auto attacked, Q'd and W'd, and then followed up with another auto attack. And that's it. But now we'll let him explain. Yeah, that's a good point. So you mentioned the tricks you like to do. So you said you Q and then W instantly?
Yeah, you basically throw them at the same time. And it like stops. I can show you maybe on this midway when I'm there in a second.
Okay.
It kind of like stops the animation of like throwing each separately, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So I like QW and stuff.
Oh yeah, I see.
There isn't like an animation of the animation of my Q like stops, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like halfway through it. It's like the Renekton W thing with like ult.
And do you have any other like tips or things that you think like are unique to JHIN, like combos or like auto cancels as you did now?
I mean, I don't think there's anything more than this pretty much. The champ is like pretty straightforward, I would say, right? So
Yeah.
I recommend it to people a lot of the time because it's like straightforward champ, similar to like MF, right? Cannot do many fuck ups on it.
You're the man. Can't do any fuck ups. What are you doing if you're not 1200 LP playing Jhin right now? Free LP. Free real estate. I'm kidding. I mean, there's obviously a lot to this champion, and hopefully we'll get to cover some of that in this video here. However, at this point, we are going to do the level 3. And for the level 3, we will display both scenarios where Twitch is taking the damage of 1E, and also the scenario where Twitch does not take the damage from the E. So let's get that started right now. During this, we will be, of course, deploying our multi-screen technology, high-tech stuff. I don't know, man. Let's just go. Okay. All right, there we go. Boom. Paying quick attention to the left screen here, you can see that I do something unusual here, which actually hurts me, I think, but we did not end up trying this again. The main point being, Jhin's trap deals damage. Don't stand in it. Don't take it. Poison actually does something.
Yeah, it's like a big difference. I mean, I guess it's a lot closer because of my fort shot is like a big part of if you're missing health, right?
Yeah. And on the topic of traps, he had something interesting to say about where he likes to place them and how. So we will just let him say that right now. And then after that, we should be jumping to the level 4.
Like AD might even be better straight up now if you want to have this. Like,
yeah, I mean, if you're playing like in say like Challenger Grandmaster on like a normal like AD Jhin game, have you had like a scenario where you double stack traps or something and had like
usually it's like one trap like on people, right? Because usually I want to have like, for example, my trap spread out like here, right, and another one like over here, for example, so I don't have them on the same like area, right? Because one guy can just block this, for example, and then, you know, maybe like I fuck up or something, you know, or he just taps it and moves away. But if I have like here and another one like above me, for example, people need to cross like 2 lines where both the lines will like slow them, you know. It's like similar to Caitlyn, I would say.
Yeah.
Like it's better for Caitlyn W's to be put horizontally, let's say, like this, and then one like this and another one like this. So you need to move a bit different, you know.
Yeah.
Then just straight up in a straight line and you're fine.
With that said, let's jump to level 4, where we both buy a pickaxe. And here, I'm not going to show both screens, but we will be going over both the fights. And we will see the difference in HP now that we are getting some AD into our build and kit to see how that affects the scaling and just our general capabilities of PPUing. And if you remember the level 3, we ended up trading 1-for-1 with the traps. However, here it's not the case. Sadly. Come on! Give me the... Nah! Poison's gonna win this.
Yeah.
Is it?
Almost. 5 HP. One more tick another.
Damn. Should've gone AP. Well, I couldn't have put it better myself in the live. So let's just go to that one, to the next one without the traps. Alright, let's see how tough you are with all your traps, eh?
It's completely stopped. I think I'd be surprised if you have more than... If you have less than 200 HP, I think I'd be surprised.
Alright, let's do 45. But even without the trap, it's getting close. Jhin having more HP obviously allows him to get more damage off, as he's a rotation-based ADC. And you can really see that here. And with additional AD, he's actually dealing more damage too. Significantly more damage. So at this point, yeah, it is kind of getting close. So I'm excited for the level 5.
You lived by how much HP? I think you were on like 50, right?
Yeah, like 47, I think, something.
It should kill you another point in meta W, which is interesting as well.
Oh, another question. So when you're like semi-pro now, is there anywhere you can be watched? Like, can people like come watch you somewhere? Like, if you're playing, does it get streamed on?
Not in this current moment.
Okay.
But before you could watch me on like OTP, which is like the LFL. But now if you want to figure it out, I guess you could follow me on Twitter on Axelent LOL.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description and comment section.
can just figure it out when I play. Usually I post the timers I play.
Okay.
And I want to be more active on like Twitter and Twitch and stuff, like depending what happens at that time.
Yeah, of course. And the reason why I put this in now is because continuing on what you said earlier, I asked him again and pressed a little bit more to ask how he feels about playing against Twitch. And I just want to emphasize this here, as I feel like a lot of people are going to resonate with what he has to say. So let's give it to him. Simon Jin.
I don't like playing against it in solo queue because you can like always like cheese, right? Like for example, I'm a big Twitch player myself. I don't like playing them now because I don't get to play it like in competitive, for example, right? But the thing I like about this champ is like in solo queue, even if you're like completely noob, right? You can just queue and you can just go mid from every single time you're in base, and enemy mid will just die. And that's just, it's meant to be, man. They're actually just dying to everything. So you can get a lot of freebies, you know, and that will put you like in a really good state of the champ, right? Because you are meant to realistically go down like in CS in lane. You're not meant to have an advantage, right? You're meant to be down like 20 CS, let's say.
Yeah.
But you're just gonna grab a kill from mid, you know, and probably another one later on, and you're just gonna be stacked.
That's a good thing you said, because that's a point I made earlier, because I let Misfortune buy pickaxe and I bought 700 gold, and I said it's actually a realistic example, because Twitch versus Misfortune is naturally going to be up like a bit of CS, so her having like slightly more gold is actually a realistic scenario in the game. But then I ended up winning the fight anyway, so I mean, it didn't really make any difference. But it is a good point.
Just straight up a stat check.
So yeah, reason I bring this up, he streams sometimes, Twitter, pro play, plays Twitch. You know what I'm trying to say, yeah. Go like really, just genuinely, like just go show this guy some love and try convince him about the Twitch. Okay, we need more Twitch in pro play, and if this guy ever does play Twitch in solo queue, I will definitely make sure to check him out. But alright, let's get going. Time is ticking. Let's get level 5 and then let's get level 6. And maybe some more tips, we'll have to see. Let's go. Level 5. And even though you could argue that he might have attacked a bit early here or something's going on, the only thing that is the point here is that it's really close. I win these. Come on! Show me the money! Nah! That's illegal. Damn.
I even failed a bit like the animation, right, with the QW. I used them separately. So you could imagine, I guess, if I used them at the same time, it would be even closer. I mean, less closer.
You know what else is really close? Level 6. So, you know what's about to go down. I know what's about to go down. Let's fucking see it. Before this level 6, we decided to do Static Shiv for JHIN, and me going for Blade of the Ring King. So I'm going for the pickaxe Vamp Scepter, and he's going for the AD and pickaxe from Static Shiv. But before that, we will let him talk about his builds and his decisions and thoughts, as I'm sure people are interested in that too.
Or if you want, we can do like both cases. Like it's fine for me.
If you had to play against Twitch most of the time, what would you like default to, do you think?
I mean, I like going on JHIN a lot, like Static Shiv, because it helps you to one-shot waves like even faster, and it gives you a bit of move speed, right? To like work with. But the downside is, or I guess the other side is, if you need to play versus tanks, for example, I don't know, there's a Ornn on enemy team and maybe like a Sejuani, right? Or Alona, let's say. I need to get LDR as fast as possible, so I would likely go like IE into LDR and then go from there. And if I play versus insanely squishy, like champs, I go Collector to like make sure I secure the kills, right? Because JHIN, for example, is like good champ where if you do make sure you secure the kills, the gold is more valuable on you than a lot of other champs most of the time. So it's like a good thing for you.
But since you bought the pickaxe now, we have to buy an item that kind of goes with that. So I suppose we can go Static Shiv and you buy the Rectrix, or would you go for the Scout Slingshot?
I would go Rectrix always, yeah.
Okay.
The Slingshot is always if I just don't have money, right?
Yeah. And I'll buy the Vamp Scepter then.
Yeah.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
So then another question you mentioned where Twitch goes into your face and you're forced to attack, but are there other things you don't like Twitch like to do versus you? Like things that you would consider to be good for Twitch to do versus Jin, like as an example, auto-attacking after the 4th shot, like while he's reloading. Like
Yeah, I mean there is a lot of those, right? Like where you can stay in like a lot of bushes, for example, right? As like Twitch, and this is like a general concept versus most champs, let's say, right? Let's say you are in this bush, for example, and I'm just on this wave, you know, I'm using my spells. Like I use Q, for example, as misfortune. That's the timer, you know, you send it after that Q.
yeah,
And then you are meant to win because, you know, I'm just with a spell down.
yeah,
And same goes, I don't know, for what champ is there, I don't know, let's say Jinx uses W on the wave to push it as fast as possible, right? If you go,
yeah,
she has no W, so you are basically meant to win because of that, right?
yeah. Which is like the point I think was kind of good versus Kai'Sa, because like a W and Q is like very
Yeah,
strong
exactly.
spells, especially isolated.
It's like most of the time versus kind of every champ like that, right? Because mostly if you know matchups to the limit, let's say, every single spell you throw out matters for the enemy. Of course, it's like,
Yeah,
it's not a consistent thing everyone does. It's not easy to do to understand every matchup to the limit, right? Because supports also like matter a lot. But most of the time, if you throw a spell, it's like a timer, you know, send it. It's your timer to fight.
yeah. So just generally, like, if Jin uses spells, then like you would hate for Twitch to go on you. Then like that's one of the like things you would say is like a good thing for a Twitch player to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
As any champ with basically any champ with any, like, doesn't matter the champs. Even if I'm playing Jin versus Misfortune, let's say that. But Twitch has a easier time like abusing that because you're like in the stealth, right? And I
Yeah.
need to, usually if I'm playing Kai'Sa, let's say I Q the wave. After I
Yeah.
Q the wave, I need to respect that you can actually just go and kill me because I don't have Q.
Yeah.
But in lower relos, they will not respect, right? Even in like Master Grandmaster,
Yeah.
because it's like a bit more in depth.
All right. So pick a time where you want to die. I'm ready.
Do 54.
Oh yeah. Wait. Okay.
Or
Wait. Wait.
55.
Wait. 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 Wait.
Okay,
Stop.
okay, okay. Do it at 03, okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. And we are going. Justice is to be served. I mean, no one expected anything else, right? Right? There was no doubters here.
That is your champ with an ult.
Yeah.
It's like completely unwinnable for most kind of every champ.
Yeah, I mean, it's a free BF sword more ult.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I think even at this point here, it's where like Jin would auto-tag, run away, space, and then maybe like support would engage, and then you get that annoying like Jin
much,
ultimate. Yeah.
Like if you do get to not all in me, I get to ult you, right? And well, my
Yeah.
ult will kind of 100 to 0 you, right? Even
Yeah.
at like full HP, I think if I ult you and I hit everything, I think you will die.
Yeah.
But it's a bit unrealistic.
And that's a little bit of a wrap here, but before that, we're just gonna end it with a final question. And I think my final last question I have for you is, what do you think you do in particular on, say, Jin, especially, that makes you like as good as you are? Like, are there any like small things that you keep in mind to like hyper focus on that you think like makes a big difference in your performance?
I mean, it's kind of like a little bit of everything, right? But I would say, in general, like the, let's say, 3 most like best things or most valuable things is I do play with a lot more confidence with my HP bar, for example, right? For example, in this case, let's say I will fight you until I have 40 HP, you know, because I will know the limit of how my champ works against yours.
Yeah.
I will abuse the fact that I know my champion straight up better than you know my champion, right? So, for example, the way of my trade patterns, right?
Yeah.
I will always abuse this. And then I will just always be confident with what I do on the champ, right? Like, it's the most important thing, right? Like, even if you are full HP, for example, if I ult, I'm confident that I will hit every single shot, even if I miss, you know? Like, you always play with confidence and you're meant to always play better, right? And that's kind of like with everything. Every single concept in like life, let's say. Confidence is key to it.
Take it till you make it.
Exactly.
And I mean, you mentioned the W being something you don't want to waste. I know for Twitch especially, like summoners is a very big thing for him. Like having a
Yes.
flash is like a key part of like playing Twitch because you're just looking for that one moment. Would you say JHIN is the same, or do you consider him to be a bit different? I mean, obviously, you have like long range.
It depends, like champ, like versus what champs you play specifically that.
Mhm.
But most of the time with JHIN you can have like 3 playstyles, let's say, right? Like you can be in the enemy's face and you can play to deal the most damage as possible, but you are meant to die. But you will still make enemies do stuff on you, right? You will still do your job.
Mhm.
You can play long range with your W, use ult, right? And then you can come out to clean the fight.
Yeah.
Or you can just play to zone control, I would say, right? Like there is a lot of timers, for example, where let's say there is a dragon fight, right?
Mhm.
I can be playing with my E's, with my W's. I can play with my rapid fire to hit you once, to run away, W ult you, to like not ult you to necessarily hit you, but I can, for example, ult like this, right?
Mhm.
And most of the time you would be lining behind your tank, right? And you
Yeah.
would just be like afraid, let's say, of my ult. Because imagine I hit you once with my RFC, I W you, and you're kind of like a bit low.
Yeah.
My spells would do a lot of damage, right? And most people tunnel like against that, you know, because they don't wanna, oh, let me not get hit by this guy, you know, let me show him who's the boss. Even though if they get hit, it's like completely useless, right? But
Mhm.
that's just how people work.
So okay, so then one last question here then from this. Speaking of
Yep.
zone control, just like Shaco when he goes to Dragon as an example, like coming a bit early to set up some traps is obviously an advantage. Is that something you really pay attention to or like think about on JHIN, or is that something
Yeah.
you don't find too important?
A lot of the times, even as like most AD champs, for
Mm-hmm.
example, if you come, I guess you could say come after me, right? And this becomes like stronger the more items I do have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you are coming towards like Drake, no matter what, if I can start from here and I can hit you once as you're coming in, it's already like a lost for you, right? Because later on, as the game keeps going, it's if you get hit once, it's legit like a game decider, right? Like you can imagine, for example, I can stack my 4th shot, right, on like some plants in the river, some mid waves, right?
Uh-huh.
I can push mid waves fast with like static sure. I can just come here. I can set up my like traps on left side, right? I can sit here and I wait with my 4th shot. Whoever comes, I can just hit W, right? And then I can just play.
But do you find yourself going to Dragon like maybe sometimes like a minute earlier, just putting down some traps and then like
Not necessarily like a minute earlier. Like I would say it depends a lot of like what your teammates exactly do that. But most of the time, I would say that I am always like I'm always high on these mid waves. You know, like I will always make sure I push the mid waves. So you have to catch them. So then I can always be in river first. You know.
Yeah.
Because if you do skip the mid waves, I will just go and I will take your tower and you know take your Drake. I'm gonna take your whole map.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there one last we do like item versus item or?
Nah, it's done. I usually just do
Okay.
1 to 6. But
Yeah, that's fair.
it ended up being a bit longer than I said it would be,
That's
but
fine.
again, I haven't really done it before with someone else, so
Yeah, the concept you need to like explain a bit some stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But again, I really appreciate it, man. And I really do. For those that watched till the end, yeah, I'm grateful. I hope you learned something. Hope you found it interesting. I would love for these series to be this long, be this in depth. So I really hope that people like this. And again, just show love to Axelent. He's been great. Good sport. I think it's very hard to find people that are willing to do this, especially with a creator like me. So yeah. Again, let me know what champion you want to see next and have some more in depth about for and against Twitch. This is really long, but I found it really interesting. Hopefully, people will find it interesting. So there'll be more chance for people to want to do this. But yeah, I don't know what else to add. Hope you guys continue to have a good morning, night, and fish like that. And yeah, take care. Peace.